Hello, welcome to the forest. This is a reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and love and life. I'll be asking our guides about your current path and to illuminate your journey, and I may also ask them where they'd like you to be. And at the end, I'll draw a card focusing on the element that shows up to help guide you along the way. So I felt like there were some bright elemental energies out there on the path for you today, so we'll find out what there is. See who wants to come out for Aries. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. If you're here from Instagram, thanks for liking the pictures. See what we have here for Aries this week. Christmas week. Hopefully not that hectic for you. Hopefully you can have some fun. Do something nice. Okay, we have intuition, owl, and potential. Wow, I feel like with all of these cards put together, I mean, holy cow, like two of the intuition ones, like this is a very strong push here towards listening to those like inner dreams that you have. You know, maybe like you're just putting your foot in the door, kind of like looking at the potential of something right now, but you have like a really good gut feeling about it and you're not necessarily rushing into it, but you're just kind of stopping to take a minute and kind of look at everything because you're like, wow, is this for real? And I feel like you're in a really good place right now. Like you have like a really good perspective on the situation and you're like kind of using that to check everything out before you take a leap or whatever or go towards it. But I feel like you have some really good feelings about it here. And the owl is also about wisdom too, so that's not just gut feeling, that's also using experience also, you know. And with the potential here, I feel like this is worth looking at, and then like you're like, I see this thing, I need to get a better look at it, right? And hey, maybe it's even you with the potential, right? But I'll keep going here. What unicorns do we have popping all the forest for Aries? Any elemental energies here that want to come out? Let's see. For Aries, I felt like there was at least one unicorn energy. Time. I feel like I've had that one before for Aries, maybe one of the other fire signs, but I think it was a while ago. But I have strangeness, a unicorn that looks like a yeti, and then I have time, which is a unicorn that looks like a clock, but really he's only partially a clock, partially also a organic creature here. He's like vines and sticks on him, and I feel like that's just part of his magic, and well, anyway. I really like this Yeti one too. Like, this is perfect. And like, I don't think this one has come out yet for any of the signs. It's really like appropriate with Christmas coming up here and being winter. It's not snowy where I am, but never know. Maybe it's just time to be strange, right? Maybe it's time to tap into that weirdness. Maybe you see something out there that's a little bit, what these other cards are, a little bit out of the ordinary, and you're just like, like I see this thing here, and I'm wondering if now is maybe the time to pounce on it. Could also be that you're still waiting, still watching for that unique flavor, to show up there, that little spark or that little like, what is that? Anyway, I really like that. Like all together, like this is like some pretty cool stuff. Like this is you seeing something out there, like either in yourself or just around the corner there, and you going, like this is gonna be cool. Like I want to see what this is. It's kind of different, kind of off the beaten path, and it might just be about time to freshen things up, do something different, You know, maybe I'll have to wait a little bit, see, kind of feel things out. But, you know, hey, it's a little weird. I kind of like it. um, you know, I really like that strange hair, especially with like the little babies there too. Like it's so sweet and cute. um, anyway, so I'm going to use a couple different decks today to kind of shake things up a little bit. So like for where you are, I'm going to use the Mystical Manga Tarot. I feel like these ones really wanted to be used today for Aries. So we'll see where you are on your journey, on your path. Maybe seeing things a little bit differently. They're kind of just going, oh, what is this? We have Temperance and the Four of Wands. Is there anything else you want to tell me about where Aries is right now? These cards are pretty positive. They're very happy, which I really like. This is you kind of waiting on a celebration here. Let's see what else there is. The Two of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, the World. Oh, wow. And the Nine of Cups. Dang. Yeah, so, okay, it looks like maybe you've had some anxiety about things in the past, but you're kind of putting that on hold right now because you find yourself being very, very happy and having a lot of possibilities in the things that have been going on around you, whether people or your job, that have been kind of taking off, you know, and you're able to like celebrate and be happy. I do feel like there's maybe a little bit of a struggle, you know, right now between this like work-life balance or relationship thing a little bit here, but I also see that you are, you know, like these cards say here, you're trusting in the divine because you believe that this is going to lead to something good here. With the World card stepping in, that's a major arcana. That's something that you just kind of have to like hold on for, right? But that's just basically like you ending one cycle of something in order to start something new. Like this is like new possibilities and your whole world opening up basically. And you might not always be able to see exactly what it is at the time that's going to kind of shift for you and open up, but it's one of those things you kind of just trust your intuition like these other cards are saying, because with these other cards here too, like it feels really good. You're like, yeah, like I like this, you know. Anyway, I'm going to ask now for what your path is going to be. And this is the Ethereal Visions, Illuminated Ethereal Visions Tarot. Yeah, I think that's the right order. Why is it so many words? I thought I saw one flip around here, so I'm checking because I thought it did. I thought I saw one being sneaky. Okay, maybe not. I'll keep going. We'll see. Where is Aries on their path right now? Because they're feeling pretty good. I feel like they're kind of like taking a break and letting things soak in so they can go towards the next big thing here. Yeah, so cycle's definitely closing out for you because we also have the Tower and the Hermit. Seven of Wands, Knight of Cups. See where else there is. Aries on their path. Because the Tower, is always about change. The Seven of Cups. So a couple sevens here. And the Knight of Wands. Alright, so right away here, let's clarify this little tower. What is the Tower? Alright. King of Wands. Clarify that too. The Ace of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Sorry I got quiet there. I was just like, like, let me get into this real quick here and see what this is about. Because I feel like this is going to be, like, the most major thing going on in your life, so it's, or in this week or whatever. So that's why I was kind of, like, focusing in on it. Because I was like, let me just see here what we have. I don't know if you can see those. Oh, you can't. Let me move some of these since I made a quite big pile there. So I wanted to clarify the Tower, because the Tower can be very chaotic, right? The Tower is this energy that comes in, and in this card, I feel like it's 100% going to change your perspective on something. It's something that you haven't been wanting to think about, haven't been wanting to look about. I feel like it might be in something that you had started, maybe that you had maybe had some worries about to begin with, and I kind of feel like this is coming in to kind of give you that clarity on the situation, and it's gonna let you kind of see it for what it is. Because the situation that I'm seeing with it right now are these energies that are very I want to say like they're almost, I want to say opposed to one another, but they're not necessarily. I feel like maybe there was just like a little bit too much going on, maybe like a little bit too much intensity going towards one specific area here that like I feel like you were feeling pretty good about it, and I mean like this could be like a work thing here with what I'm seeing, you know, with you kind of having this very kind of like hectic schedule, or you know, but it's like almost like even though you're kind of like feeling rushed, I want to say like you also like felt like very like in control of the situation as well though, right? Like you were doing this for a reason, right? Especially like, you know, if it's a work thing or whatever, especially around the holidays, you're like, I just got to keep going, right? And I feel like you were feeling pretty good about the situation, like you were putting your heart into it, but maybe you were kind of moving a little bit too fast with it, going a little bit too hard, and you were kind of not quite looking at the situation for what it was, right? Like you were like maybe had some misconceptions about it, like maybe you weren't quite looking at the truth of things, like maybe you weren't quite ready to accept maybe what your gut instinct was on it, or I feel like there was some disconnect with the feelings that were going on here. Like, I feel like maybe you were putting more feelings into this than maybe what you were necessarily, like, I don't know how to say this here. Like, the Seven of Cups is this energy here of, like, it's like putting a lot of yourself and your feelings into something without quite knowing how that something or someone feels about you, or what necessarily is going to happen in that situation. You know, this can be, you know, especially with this other seven here, I feel like this can be kind of like one of those things where maybe, you know, if it's a work thing kind of a situation, or even a love thing, you know, where you're kind of like you have all of your hopes are really high, and you're kind of like running around trying to get things done, and you know, just doing your best every day, trying to stay on top of everything, you know, and just, but maybe like at the same time not quite willing to work with the others that are around you. You're quite willing to look at the situation for what it was, or maybe trying to feel out the feelings of the other people involved, or what might have been more on solid ground, what really was worth fighting for or not worth fighting for. Because I see you going within here trying to figure out like why, kind of like why this, like this anxiety I see is kind of popping up here about this, because it shows like where you are right now, you're not thinking about this anxiety here. It's there, like it's kind of like lurking under the surface, but you have a lot going on and things are pretty good, and so you're kind of just like letting it go for now, which can be good, you know. But sometimes, you know, it can get to this point here where it becomes something else, you know, where, you know, you kind of, the universe gives you that nudge and says, yeah, you see this? We don't like this here. Everything's beautiful except for this. So we're gonna nudge you out of that and get you to look at this, get you some clarity on the situation, because we don't want that anxiety in your life. We don't want you to not really be looking at the situation, you know. And I feel like just some of that is just some of like the intensity that was going into this like project. And it might be a work thing, especially with like all the wands here. It might be like a creative project. It might be with you working with people. You know, it's definitely could be a work thing for sure. You know, kind of having that like that energy, like, yes, like I'm gonna go do this. I really am so happy about this. Like it's really been hard, but man, I'm kicking ass. You know, and you still have that like good kind of that good attitude about it. And I feel like you're just kind of like, yeah, like I'm gonna go get this done. But like maybe like really though at the same time you're not quite looking far enough into the future to know really if this is going to make you happy in the long run, kind of a thing, or you know, like what that anxiety is really about, like. And I see like this moment coming in where you're just like that kind of like where maybe like you're called into question a little bit here on how you feel about it, and you know, because I see like the universe, you're kind of like taking this tower moment, and that's like where your foundation, like, and this one especially reminds me of like thoughts more than anything actually like physical in your life going on, mostly because in this card, like the character in it is, he's like upside down falling from the tower, which is being zapped, you know, like it, which to me signifies like information like coming in, something so startling, and he like the tower's still there in this one. A lot of times it's crumbled, but you know, the tower in this one is still standing, and he's the one that's falling out of it. And the funny thing is he's still wearing a mask and he's upside down, so we can't see the ground, you can't see his expression. Like you, like he not only was his, like it might even be that the tower was the solid thing and he was the false thing, you know, like his thoughts are him not wanting to look at even himself, right? And I feel like this is the universe kind of like calling that anxiety or whatever, it like up for you to be like, hey, you know what, like we're gonna give you clarity on this, right? We're gonna sort out your feelings on this, on who you are in the situation, on who they are or what they are doing in your life, right? And we're gonna help you like uncover this, because we don't want you to feel like this is gonna like put a damper on anything here, you know, because I see you going within here with the Hermit card, you know, and the Knight of Cups here, Knight of Wands, like these are more light-hearted, impulsive energies. Well, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, not the Hermit, but I kind of feel like this is like you balancing that out, right? You balancing out that that kind of like shake up that you're gonna have here a little bit, regarding like maybe like this like workflow energy thing that's going on, or maybe you're like too far into boss mode, maybe not quite looking at your feelings, not quite looking at everybody's feelings. And you know, I kind of like think it's funny how on your journey here, you know, you have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, and then this tower comes in, and suddenly we're dealing with the King of Wands and the Queen of Cups, you know, like that next level up there, you know, and you're having clarity on the situation about something you couldn't see before. And I feel like that's you realizing that, like, hey, like, you know, maybe trying to like be more mature about the situation, right? Because the King of Wands is much more mature than the Knight. Same thing with the Queen of Cups and the Knight of or I'm sorry, you know what I was saying it there. But um, right, I mean, like the difference between the queen and the knight is, she's more receptive to others, right? She isn't just focused on that one thing. She's focused on others' happiness. And it's not that he isn't. He is too. He is focused on others' happiness, but he's also, focused on learning about those things as well. And the kings and queens, they are more balanced, right? They are more, they have more of like all the other signs in them and kind of know how to like, you know, take that wisdom and that knowledge and use it in their surroundings. And that's not to say they do definitely embody who they are. Like Queen of Cups, she's very nurturing and open and loving, right? And she can be very intuitive. She can also, be a little bit impulsive, not as much as like the fire signs, but, emotions can be very, can give you that, that impulse, that like, hey, I have to say something because I feel something, right? And I feel like with the King of Wands there, I think that's that kind of like energy, that, and he's more assertive and authoritative and, but he's that go-getter energy and like, but he's also much more solid than the Knight of Wands, right? Because he's already built his kingdom. And I almost wonder if this is you maybe seeing that you just kind of want to like, get clarity on a situation because you want it to step up to that next level. Um, and maybe what you're doing right now is okay, right? But you don't want to always be struggling. You don't want to always be the knight, which is, I mean, it's still good, right? It's still good, but it's still at that like starting stage. And I think you're gonna get this clarity on maybe you wanting to step up to the next level with something, whether that's in your relationship here or, um, your job or whatever. And like you're kind of like wondering about this, like, I'm gonna, but like I said, like I think you're gonna get clarity on the situation here. With that Ace of Swords, I feel like something's gonna like, manifest itself for you. But anyway, I'm gonna ask them about what is the Seven of Cups regarding. Did one come out? Did it do the thing? Why are you doing that to me, Aries? It's like I'm gonna come out. No. Okay, bye. Aries was like, I can tell you. Just kidding. The Page of Wands. There's that page. Dang it. I was a little happy that there wasn't the page because I was like, well, that means you're kind of far out. But he's also like the most enthusiastic of them all because he's still at that like, oh, it's so shiny and new. He hasn't really faced any of the hardships the other ones have. With the Ace of Wands, though. So, okay, so I asked to clarify, the Seven of Cups, which is can sometimes be an energy of a little bit, maybe a little bit like unable to like kind of move forward kind of a thing because you're, um, I want to say, like your feelings aren't necessarily focused on the present, right? They're more focused either on the past or the future. They're not necessarily 100% grounded, but it's not always a bad thing, right? Because I mean, sometimes that can help. That can lead to like dreaming, which can lead to goals and like, But sometimes if you go the other way, then it's like, uh, not good either. But so anyway, so I clarified that, and basically what I was telling me is that like this new thing that it's basically like you're thinking about this new beginning. You're thinking about wanting to like your I want to say this like your feelings are focused on like this new fiery beginning that you want in your life, you know. Yeah, and I honestly kind of just feel like that kind of just fits in with the rest of it here. Right? Because I feel like you're like on this journey right now, like we're like you're just like, oh yeah, like things are like I'm actually feeling really good. I feel like things are kind of like at that stage where they're about to end, so you can start something new, and you're kind of balancing things, kind of like just waiting, checking in with your guides, listening, maybe even to your dreams, or like these cards say, like just kind of like feeling things out, right? Looking for like that next thing to do. Um, and then like kind of like maybe worrying about things, having some struggle, kind of like having some anxiety, but not really kind of letting it overtake you or anything. But then eventually, like I think you're gonna get to this point where you're like, all right, I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to like be worried about this. Like I kind of just want to have time to explore my dreams and my options about things, and I want to be excited about something again. I want to be excited about having opportunities. And like I kind of feel like right now, like maybe that's not in the cards for me. Or like if it is, it's like kind of there, kind of not there. But at the same time, like I feel like you feel this like this in you, like this drive, this want, this need to like go do something else here, to start something else and be excited. Um, and then like you're gonna have this like moment here where things kind of shift and change for you, and you are gonna find that new beginning, right? And you're going to be able to like let go of any of that self-doubt that you have, because you're gonna get clarity on the situation, and you're gonna have like these new opportunities that you're worried about or thinking about here, that might you're thinking, oh, these might be too good to be true. I think that you're gonna have like this like moment where everything kind of changes a little bit, and you're able to like level up and take that next step. Or I mean, it might even be that you're coming to terms with not wanting to take that next step too, wanting to just keep your options open with whatever this is. It really just depends on you, and what you want to do here. But I feel like either way, you're like letting yourself explore these options here with all these like cards about wanting to like jump in and do something and like feeling really good about it. These aren't cards about like I want to be slow and steady. They're like, no man, like I feel really good about this. I'm kind of like, throwing my punches here or there, kind of like just doing my thing to stay on top. And then like I have these like kind of things, these ideas that I kind of feeling out, and I'm not sure if I really necessarily trust them or not, or if I should like go towards this. Um and then like seeing these like possibilities here, and then getting back into that groove and that swing of things, and having this moment where you're like, yeah, you know what, like I haven't been seeing the situation for what it was. I haven't really been letting myself like think about these thoughts that have been, I want to say, like anxiety or whatever about it, that was cropping up at the beginning there. Like I feel, like I feel like that's you, like making that decision there, like looking at those thoughts, and either deciding like what your next step's gonna be, or if you want to just kind of keep going with this flow here. I'm just gonna ask real quick what that Eight of Swords is. What is the Eight of Swords? Oh, it's like more of the same. Okay. Yeah, okay. If that's all you're worried about is like that new beginning, like you have the Three of Wands and the Page of Cups, was just you like stepping out on this new adventure and being really, really happy about it. Oh, that makes me happy, because like I kind of felt like I kept getting stuck there, because I was like, I hope that's about the same thing, and it totally was. And I should just trust my guides, right? But yeah, no. I'm still new to making these videos and stuff, so I'm still like should I just ask them, I guess. Make sure you can see those there. But yeah, I mean, like, if you have any doubts about the situation here, I feel like you're going to get clarity about it. Like, you're going to have that aha moment, that's just going to kind of click there. And I feel like either, like, you're going to kind of, like, realize that you want to take a step back here and go towards something that's a little bit lighter and, like, more fun and kind of, like, new directions. Or maybe you're going to even want to step up into, like, keep with that, like, boss energy, and just keep going and conquering. But I feel like either way, you're going to be like really happy and like, you're gonna like be doing you, because I feel like that's at the end of the day what you're looking at here at doing, with the world card there at the beginning, and you just, looking at all this potential, and you know well, anyway, I think that's really cool. I'm gonna ask for a card at the end here for where you're going to end up. I think I'll use the what is this one? I think it's just the angel deck. It's just like the easy name. Angel tarot deck. So anyway, well, I feel like the thing that you've been working on right now, like it is like, pretty much like at this place like where you can celebrate and like be happy, and like, I think that's really good. I feel like you just kind of need to keep going with the flow here, like trust your intuition. There, and I'm up at the wheel. Oh, that's fine. Yep, on to the next cycle. Gonna keep moving. The 7 of Fire. The Ace of Fire. The 3 of Earth. So yeah, you're gonna end up at a place, like I said, like I don't see anything, I wanna say super slow going on. I see a lot of like fast moving energy. And I see you still kind of, going at this, at your project or your work thing or whatever, but the wheel is here and it's turning. This Archangel Michael, and the 3 of Earth. So this is like you working with others here to like keep working on this situation, as things are changing and evolving, and they're becoming like more balanced and becoming like this like brand new thing for you, this brand new opportunity. And I feel like you're going to stand up for yourself here, and you're just going to kind of keep doing you, right? Which is really cool. But I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to clarify before I wrap this up here, because everything looks really good so far. I mean, if this is, I think I kept referring it to as a work thing just because there's so many wands and there's so much fire, which is like that magic, that spark, that like, I want to work on this thing, do that thing, that creative spark, you can definitely like put that into like people and, work situations and whatnot, because we all use that, to keep us going. I mean, if this is a love situation, I see mostly you ignoring your anxiety about it because you feel guided to be with this person, and you feel really happy to be with them, and you are both maybe kind of trying to juggle things a little bit, but you're coming out on top, and you're able to come together and be happy. And you might have to be patient about it, right? But it's worth it because they make you really, really happy. And I feel like if there were any struggles, anything going on, that this is kind of like just like a new start for you two, or like, just like that kind of like that refreshing feeling, like when you get to see them again, like, yeah, after you've both been juggling something for a while. I mean, this could also just be you two celebrating, coming together and your happiness, and then during the week, even if there are like little struggles here that I see showing up, I see maybe as far as like strictly love goes, like with these other cards here, I just want to make sure, like, I feel like you maybe like struggling a little bit to be able to see eye to eye with them on something, or maybe even just be able to like get their attention, or have them notice you, right? And so maybe spending some time alone, but also being able to come back at the situation with a very light heart, being very happy, kind of like hoping that your future is going to be good together, because you feel like driven for this. You feel like impulsive, and like you just want to go out and get this. And what you really want, it's kind of like feels like out of reach, is just like a new beginning with them, like being able to start something and have like lots of opportunities and just get to like know each other and explore things. But then I do feel like with that Tower moment coming in, that's and I mean, this could be positive or negative depending on your situation, but I kind of feel like that's clarity on it, whether or not that's whether you want to take that next step because you realize they're your person. But I almost feel like with the Tower here is like them kind of stepping in and saying, actually, maybe like take a look at some of like your thoughts about this, right? Like maybe this isn't quite the right energy, right? Maybe they're not quite matching up here because you're coming at them with this kind of like more impulsive energy, and maybe they're just a little bit more like, I want to say like bubbly and laid back or something, and whereas the king is more like stern and kind of like go-getter, but they're both like very elevated, and they both take care of their kingdom and would work very, very well together. But with those thoughts that you weren't looking at there, and not being sure about this, like that could be you realizing like, hey, like maybe this isn't the person for me, right? Like maybe this is too much struggle, because you really want to go towards them and be really impulsive and happy, but maybe it's just like not like maybe not the right time or whatever. But I feel like either way, like it could be also you just seeing this as needing to like maybe mature a little bit, maybe start over, because maybe you're not quite seeing the situation for what it is and it needs to be explored a little bit more, maybe just take that step back or whatever. But anyway, as then, yeah, where you're gonna end up is kind of like, work, if this is a love thing, like either working with them to kind of like heal the situation so you can both move forward and be on the same page, or I honestly kind of see it more as like you kind of like maybe going separate ways, like you kind of like standing up for yourself and kind of like wanting to go towards these like new opportunities that are here. But again, this might just be like this situation here that you're kind of just trying to restart here. But I feel like either way, like you're working with somebody, if this is in love or your job, this is, and we have, oh yeah, that was, so like I feel like, I don't know, I kind of felt like it was a work thing, but it could definitely be a love thing. But I feel like either way, like at the end of this year, like with the wheel here, the Archangel Michael and the Ace of Fire, I feel like this is the universe saying like, hey, there are other things going on here, other opportunities, if you feel like you're constantly struggling, because it kind of is showing you still struggling, it's showing you working with others here, and it's going to lead somewhere else. But I also feel like this is like the wheel turning kind of like to balance things out, kind of help you out here a little bit to maybe end this struggle, so you can, feel good and excited about, like new opportunities that are going to come in with other people here. And I definitely see you working together with others, regardless of if this is work or love or whatever. But anyway, let me get a card here, an element, to wrap it up. Oh dear, they gave me two. So they gave me the Four of Water and the Seven of Earth. So like I feel like if they sorry how to say that, I feel like, so to vibe with for the week, your guides are suggesting that you vibe with that feeling of springtime when everything's melted away and the grass is just turning green and it kind of keeps raining, right? But it's one of those days where the sun is actually out and it starts raining just a little bit, you know, and you kind of look out your window and you just get that sense of like, you know, a little bit of nostalgia, but also like hope, because you're in this nice warm home and the rain is so beautiful and the sunlight shining through it just takes your breath away, and you're just, you know, grateful and enjoying that moment of beauty and harmony and security and like that, you know, that scent that the rain gives off, you know. um, so if you need to focus on something during the week, I would suggest focusing on that spring, fresh spring rain. All right, so anyway, take care.